give it back.
From Monroe Memorial Park in Woodsfield, it's time for Monroe Central football. Tonight, the Monroe Central Seminoles put their undefeated record on the line against a 3-3 Shenandoah Zeps. This is Jeff Stevens with my partner tonight, Andy Shoemaker, Joe Eddy, and Dale Eddy, hoping the skies stay dry for a few more hours to get this one in. Well, Andy, you know, we're coming off another exciting win last week down at Lindsley. And, you know, looking for some more good things out of the Seminole team who's just been outstanding defensively. But, you know, it's a Shenandoah team that, despite their record, is very, very talented. What do you know about them?
Well, Jeff, first thing I want to say is you mentioned our strong defense. And I think everybody knows last week we shut down a strong, physical Lindsley squad and kept them only 7 points. And really been playing well all year, and that'll be a key again tonight. And I can tell you one thing, that they'll have a spy on number 8 tonight, Jedediah Stevens, as he is the key to their offense. As he goes, so goes their offense.
Well, you're exactly right. Number 8 will be the vocal point, you know, of that defense, as Shenandoah's offense revolves around him. He is the quarterback. You know, he'll probably run the ball about 15 times and probably throw it 15 to 20. So, you know, he'll be responsible for a lot of their offense. Shenandoah comes into this game with a very large offensive line. You know, one young man about 300 pounds, another about 275. So you always worry about that physical size taking a pounding on the smaller Seminoles, but sometimes that quickness can win out over the size. In the game tonight, looks like the Zeps will receive the opening kick. TJ Stevens will kick. Looks like number 10. And that is Schultes, will be the deep man in the middle. And we are just moments away from the start of this game as the Seminoles, number 1 in Region 19, put that unbeaten record on the line. Line drive kick by Stevens will hit. Schultes will pick it up, or try to pick it up near the 5-yard line now. There's good coverage. Cease overruns him, but now a whole lot of Seminoles will bury Schultes back at the 5-yard line. So good special teams play to start the game by Monroe Central.
Yeah, all year long we've been getting those sort of squib kicks down around the goal line, and as you know in high school football, if they do go in the end zone, the ball's dead, but fortunate for us, it didn't roll quite in the end zone, and exceptional play by our special teams unit.
Aaron Cease, one of the injured people from last week, suffered a broken finger, but was able to be fitted with a protective device this week, and the officials have approved that. So he'll be at his usual right defensive end position. And the Seminole defense will be spying on number 8, Jed Stevens. And a big run on first down by the tailback. That's number 33, Barnett. And he's going to be very near a first down on the first play of the game. And that is a first down.
So early on I talked about so goes the offense as number 8 goes, but that's not to say that we can forget about their other weapons. They do have some people they can go to, as you've seen there, number 33, a big fullback for a big game.
They'll hand again. This time a shorter game, but he's still across the 20. That's Barnett once again. Stopped by Wilson and others, but another gain of about 5 yards. Barnett to the 21-yard line. Give him 5, caught 2nd and 5.
Jeff, I'm sure in a big game like this that they know that we know that Jedediah Stevens is key to their offense, so he's changed things up a bit early on and given the ball to a few other offensive players for a third time for big yardage here.
Another first down, that is Barnett. He's across the 30. We'll put him just at the 30, pickup of 9. So in 3 straight carries, the running back Barnett has 25 yards. Roman Barnett, just a sophomore, 5'10", 195 pounds. So now look for them to run a little play fake to him and do something either passing or a keeper. You know, that is a very large offensive line that Shenandoah has, very similar to Lindsley's last week. Barnett once again fighting forward and still gets some positive yardage to about the 34-yard line.
So again, on their right side of the line, behind a couple of big linemen, they're able to attack really the strong part of our defensive line with TJ and Randall Seaford over there. And you're right, Jeff. That's 4.5, 5 yards on first down with nothing fancy, just straight up the gut football.
Number 70 is Joe Rich, 6 foot, 310 pounds, one of their big linemen. Second down and about 6. This time Stephen will fake, run the keeper, be hit by Wilson after a short gain. But again, as I anticipated there, that fake to Barnett, Stephen will get up across to the 35 to the 36, pickup of 2.
Originally, they brought that big tackle, number 75, about 275-pounder, pulled out with Stevens, and it looked like he had a chance for some yardage, but Wilson showed his quickness there, able to move over and make the play for only probably about a 1-yard gain. So it brings up a very important third down.
Stephen will sprint to the right. He looks to throw downfield, incomplete. Intended for Shodus, Eric Brown, the defender, which is a very dangerous type of play when Stephen rolls out to the side like that. He's very capable of pump fake and running. And that time he tried to hit his receiver Shodus, who is their leading receiver on the year, number 10, with 10 receptions. But it is a 4th down, and after a couple of first downs, Shenandoah will now punt the ball away. And another thing, Andy, it might become a key tonight. There's a pretty substantial breeze blowing, and Stephen will be punting into the wind. He's a left-footed kicker, and he hits a dandy. Ishii all the way back on the run at the 15. He's across the 20, gives ground to the 25, and he'll get about a 10-yard return.
As we scan the field, no penalties.
A line drive kick, almost 50 yards with a 10-yard return by Stephen, the punter. And, that's a weapon also. So that's into the wind at 50 yards, so didn't seem to bother him the least bit.
Yeah, he reminds me a little bit of a guy we had a few years ago named Eric Kramer. He played quarterback that one year. He ran, he passed the ball, he kicked. He did it all for us, and definitely Shenandoah revolves around Stevens.
Center John Michael Spielman over the ball. No flag with some movement. Gordon is brought down by number 41.
Number 44, Gabe Gordon, the ball carrier.
Short gain, maybe a loss on the play. A lot of movement with no flag. Gordon back to the line of scrimmage.
Cody Leach.
Cody Leach.
No gain on the play.
Cody Leach, another sophomore, makes the play.
Jeff, I want to tell you right off the bat here that our program is put in grade order, not alphabetized, not numerized.
So it may take us a while to find some of those numbers. George to throw. Ishii to catch, steps away, first down across the 40, still on his feet to the 45. First down, Josh Ishii. Pickup of 20 yards.
20 yards on the play, first down, Seminoles.
So Ishii wide left, run about a 10-yard hitch there, and George with a nice, strong throw right on the money, and see the quickness again of Ishii. Getting the ball, turning straight up the field, and getting positive extra yardage after the catch.
Ishii was shut out, no receptions last week.
Although I will add, I remember last week they said one hit the ground, and I still think he caught it.
Wilson pulled down from behind after a pickup of about 4 yards.
Brought down by Adam Lee.
Number 66, Adam Lee.
Number 3 on the play, second down and 7.
So pickup of about 3 yards on the first carry by Christopher Wilson. You may look for the Seminoles to try to throw that short out like the play to Ishii, and also try to get Wilson to the outside and not just try to pound away against these big kids in the middle of the Shenandoah defensive front. It is a 5-man front. Linebackers up pretty tight. Dive play straight ahead. Wilson in behind the left side of that line. That's Tyler Shoemaker and Randall Seifert. And that is a pickup of about 9 yards and a first down.
Very impressive left surge of the offensive line there where they had the white jerseys going backwards. And, of course, like the way we all like the way Wilson runs the ball. He gets straight ahead, puts his head down, and gets what he can get. And definitely positive yards on that play.
First down. Toss Wilson left side. Gets outside. Yardage. He'll have near 5 yards on first down before he's brought down by, it's like number 5. As we'll search out the list, that number, another sophomore, Keith Seelock. A lot of sophomores in with this group here, so give Wilson 5 yards. Need to point out here also, in the early going, Andy, that once again this week, 5th consecutive week, Adam Conrad is unavailable. Sean Ishii, though, has practiced this, or excuse me, Sean 80, backup offensive lineman, is back available to play this week as he's back practicing. Now we get movement in the middle of the line by a Zepp, and I think this time the step off will go against the Zeps. First play of the game, there was some movement, but obviously they did not break the neutral zone. This time we're going to get a dead ball, 5-yard step off against Shenandoah, the first penalty of the game.
And that should give us a first down.
And I think you're right, and it is a first down. Seminoles with their 3rd first down. After no gain on the first play. Some very positive yardage on every play since. Seminoles now in good situation at the 32-yard line. And this play doesn't go. Hitting the backfield. Gordon, I believe. And 2 carries in a row. Gabe's found it going a little tough, and he's going to lose a yard. Gordon comes into this game averaging about 10 yards a carry, so he's going to need a couple big ones to offset, the 2-0 yardage gains so far.
He didn't have much help there. He was ahead of the line of scrimmage on a basic 20 series play where he just runs straight up the middle. And here we go to Ishii.
Yoho and Ishii wide to the right, just a quick hitch out to Ishii. Stutzberry on the tackle makes a nice play, and that's going to go for another loss on the play of a yard, maybe closer to 2 yards on that completed pass. So 3rd down and about 13 from the 33-yard line. And I think you have an extra down to attempt to make this now from this position on the field, I would expect.
Right, and the way our defense has been playing all year long, I would expect 4-down territory here.
Ball fake, going deep. And the ball is going to be intercepted. Jed Stevens will get the ball back and get up the sideline and have running room. Still on his feet. Look out, he's got room this near sideline. Excellent return by Jed Stevens of the interception.
As you can see clearly up here, Jeff, there was really no chance for us completing the ball. Stevens playing center field there. He read Joris all the way. Joris threw a flag pattern, and like good center fielder, he drifted over, made easy interception, and then, like you said, very dangerous return man once he did get the ball and brought it back around 40 yards.
I was about to say that just as good as a punt, but that's before he got up the sideline and returned it back here, so it was not as good as a punt. Good field position by the Zeps. They'll send the big tailback. Barnett in there, churning those feet forward. Barnett has about 9 yards on first down.
Nothing fancy along the offensive line there, all straight on blocking. Just using their size and physical ability to push back the defense there, and another big, too much yardage on first down.
In some conversations this week, I kind of felt, and some other people felt, that we might have been fortunate that Lindsley went away from the running game last week at times. Then their big offensive line might have been able to take some toll on us. Of quarterback sneak, Jed Stephen, will get about 6 yards on that second down play, and that will be first down.
I want to add something here, Jeff, that even though Shenandoah is 3-3, I think they're 6th in Region 19 in computer rankings. Am I right?
You're correct. In their 3 losses, they all close games. The first one was to Indian Valley, who is 5-1, and Shenandoah was lined up for a potential game-winning field goal with 3 seconds left and was blocked. They lost to Frontier on the last play of the game, and they lost to Johnstown Monroe on a play with 25 seconds left. Completion to number 88. Eric Brown makes the tackle inside the 30. Stottsbury on the reception. Pickup of 17 yards.
First down, Zeps at the Seminole 28-yard line.
Another first down.
You can see now why establishing a run game is so important, because that opens up everything else. And they got Monroe Central moving backwards, and then he can roll right with the option to run or throw. And another big hole to the right side of the line.
Huge hole inside the 15-yard line. Barnett. He's going to have 14 yards and another Shenandoah first down. That just almost falls into the category of smash mouth football. Just line it up and go right at him.
Right, and
we get a timeout called by Shenandoah as the ball's on the 13-yard line. And this hopefully will give the Seminole defense a chance to regroup. But Coach Wesson of the Zeps wants to get right personnel and get on the board first. 2:56 remaining in the first quarter. But talking about those 3 losses, Andy, all close games. I said they could have won the Indian Valley game on a field goal attempt in the final play of the game. It was blocked, and Indian Valley ran it back for a touchdown, which made the final score 13-6. A very fine Frontier team, the upstart team, scores on the final play of the game, or the game would have went overtime. And last week at Johnstown Monroe, the game was tied. Johnstown Monroe scored with 25 seconds left in the game to win that game after Shenandoah had fumbled inside the 5, dropped another wide open pass, and had a touchdown call back from penalty. So, this Shenandoah team could easily be 6-0, and if that was the case, they would be a top Region 19, right with the Seminoles. And this is a big game for them because this is their last opportunity to gain big points this year. And with this win, they feel like if they run the table and finish 7-3, I don't think there's any question they will play in the playoffs come November.
Yeah, all good points there. And sometimes, for whatever reason, a 3-3 team, you might...
A bit of a break for the Zeps as Barnett fumbled the handoff, but the ball bounced right back up into his hands. Gordon is able to cover him. No gain on the play, so defense needing to make a couple plays, and sometimes you need a couple breaks, and maybe that was one.
That's right. That puts Shenandoah, I guess didn't lose any on the play, but 2nd and 10. And I was starting to say earlier that when we beat Magnolia, a lot of teams said this could possibly go down to a 6-0 versus 6-0 matchup, later on the season. And for some reason, since they're not 6-0, you might sense some kind of a letdown early on from the Seminoles. But I'm sure the coaching staff will get that straightened out.
The flag comes from the back judge at the goal line, and that will be a delay of game penalty. So after the fumble and no gain on first down, a 5-yard backup now puts the Zeps at 2nd down and 15, ball on the 18-yard line.
So you see what a timeout does. It can break a little momentum up, throw things a little bit off, and after the timeout by the Seminoles, Shenandoah offense with 2 critical mistakes down in the red zone brings up 2nd and 15.
Zeps with 2 receivers right. Steven drops back, wants to throw, now he's going to run. Tries to get to the outside, get good speed inside the 10 to the 5. Very near the first down.
And we see from up here that if the defensive line don't stay in their pass rush zones, opens up the big hole for Stevens.
But there is a flag down, Andy, so this play is probably going to come back. And they have moved the stakes on the far side, and it is a holding penalty against Shenandoah, so we're going to go back and reset the stakes there, but the ball was at the 18-yard line, so that'll not be a problem. But this is going to cost Shenandoah. The gain on the play was 15 yards, so that will come back, and now a 10-yard step off for holding. Third Shenandoah penalty, and that occurred a couple yards into the backfield, so that's going to take the ball back to the 32-yard line. Second down over, but this is going to be second down and about 29 yards to go.
So a third straight mistake by the Shenandoah offense after the timeout. But I will bring that good point up again that the defensive line, a four-man rush, must stay in their pass rush lanes, work straight up the field, and not give Stevens any big hole to run through.
They must keep him in the pocket. Four-man front. Steven trying to roll outside, screen back, it's complete, but Cease will run him down at the 30, 27-yard line. Great pressure on that screen play by Nate Schauber. Pickup of about 5 yards. Call it 6.
So good pressure by Schauber, although he was unblocked. Shenandoah offensive line on the screen must give pass protection for a few seconds before they break off to the screen left. And Cease really showed speed there, catching the ball carrier from behind.
Tyler Wukelich was the receiver on that play. Steven drops straight back. There's some pressure, and he'll go down. Cease and Schauber and Miller all there, back at the 29-yard line. That goes as a sack, loss of 2, fourth down, and about call it 27 as the quarter is going to come to an end. Zeps will need to get to the 3-yard line. So when we come back at the start of the second quarter, it'll be fourth down and 27 for the Zeps. We have played one quarter, Monroe Central nothing and Shenandoah nothing.
Promote your school organizational company with Bonnie's Embroidery. Bring in your own item or select from the catalog for a customized sweatshirt, hat, baby, or wedding gift. Varsity jackets are available in any color, plus lots of Monroe County tees, sweatshirts, and hats in stock at Bonnie's. Your business logo can also be precisely reproduced on any item. You'll be pleased with the selection and the price at Bonnie's, so call for an appointment today at 472-5841. Support your favorite athlete with a custom shirt from Bonnie's Embroidery. Woodsfield Marathon sells pure gasoline, diesel fuel, kerosene, and now you can get your hunting license there too. Of course, they're pure Seminole fans. Join these Woodsfield Marathon fans in their dining room for a fabulous lunch, supper, or snack. Try hot pizza, delicious Caesar sandwiches, salads, and more. Then top it all off with Kirk's homemade ice cream. The Hawks invite you to follow the Seminoles throughout the football season and follow the Noles to the marathon because they know
Marathon has the best pizza and ice cream money can buy.
After a first period pretty well dominated by the Zeps, Seminoles have made a couple plays. Zeps have made a couple mistakes with penalties. Shenandoah now in a fourth down and 27 situation on the first play of the quarter. They'll put 3 receivers to the right side. Steven in the shotgun. He's got his time. He's going deep to the end zone. And the ball is caught for a touchdown. No, incomplete. They say no catch. Seminoles will hold Zirkle.
Wow, Jeff, for a minute there, you thought he had it, I thought he had it, but I did see the official, and the Shenandoah receiver didn't get up and argue any.
He was going away from us, so it was a little hard to say. The oddity, I think, the official, the back judge in the end zone behind the play made the signal, and he may have had a better look than the person on the side. So incomplete pass. Seminoles hold and take over now at the 29. Let's call the nose of the football at the 30-yard line. So once again, Seminoles bend but don't break.
And really, after the timeout, they really didn't give up any major yardage as we run a little power right special, a Redskin special. for a big 11-yard gain.
That is Wilson. 11 yards, first down. And that is called the Redskins special after the Washington Redskins ran that with so much success back, in the middle 80s. And it was a play that was put in, and just has been an excellent play over the years. And we're going to get a stoppage of play. We have an equipment problem by one of the Zeps down.
I'm a little surprised that over the years, with as much success as we've had, that some of the teams don't try to copy off us. Maybe they do, but I've never seen anybody run that double pulling Redskin special like we do.
And that's where the quickness of our offensive lineman really comes into play. Joris wants to throw. He's going deep. He's got Ishii. And we've got 2 flags down. The wind may have held that ball up a little bit. The Zep defender, number 5, Keith Seelick. And this will come back to the line of scrimmage. And really, that's a case where pass interference is really a better play than letting him catch the ball, because that would have been a pickup of about 30-some yards. And unlike college and pro football, it comes back and is 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, puts the ball at the 44-yard line and Shenandoah territory, but 2 big plays, both for first downs.
Personally, I like the 15-yard penalty in high school ball. It don't allow a team to get right back down the field quick, because there's a judgment call by the official. But obvious pass interference on Ishii, who had quite a few steps on the Shenandoah receiver. And like you said, the ball is maybe held up by the wind.
Seminoles are going into a pretty stiff breeze right now, and that may have made a difference. Very short gain by Gordon on first down. They'll give him about a yard. So 3 carries for Gordon thus far, and very little yardage, as the Seminoles finding it very tough to open holes on that first carry or first ball carrier inside. Second down and 9. George taking his time as he looks over the defense. Drops straight back. Steps away. Tries to step up, but he'll be sacked. Back at the 47-yard line. Loss of about 5. And again, on that case, as we saw that a time or two last week, it looked like George had Ishii open, but just really never had time to plant himself and set and make the throw.
Right. A lot of people are starting to realize that we don't really have an established backup quarterback, and anytime he takes a hard hit like that, we can hear the pads from up here that concerned about whether he gets hurt or not. And he'll take off again with the ball with a nice move.
Still, Michael Joyce is going to be very near a first down. The other thing I don't like about that, Andy, we have a flag down, and that's going to not count. A great run by Joyce. I couldn't see the flag down here. It's going to be a clipping call. And it seems like we clipped quite a bit. But I was going to say what I didn't like on that carry by Joyce, he was holding the ball kind of loose. But this play will come back. The clip occurred at about the 37-yard line, so we'll give George 10 yards on the carry. But then a 15-yard step off is going to put the ball back into Monroe Central territory at the 47-yard line. Third down and about 18. And that was very near first down. I'm not too sure if George did not get the first down.
Oh, from up here, I'm sure he had the first down. He was down around the 30. And first down markers around the 34-yard line. But I just mentioned the concern about George taking some hits. And instead of going out of bounds there, he kept in bounds there and took on some more defenders. And
George had a lot of time, tried to hit Yoho, but the ball was behind him.
He had him open, but just missed him there, and that'll bring out the punt team. So Shenandoah defense pitched an early shutout, and except for Magnolia, I'm sure that we've not been shut out for this long in any ball game thus far. I can't remember when we scored against Magnolia.
Gordon. And that's a pretty decent kick. It'll be taken back about the 15-yard line. Schultes, he's got running room, another flag. So a lot of laundry on the field. This will cost the Zeps some yardage, but line drive kick, and Schultes took the ball at the 15. The flag went flying at about the 27. Clipping is the call. 5 penalties thus far on Shenandoah, and both teams have hurt themselves with flags at times when they've been moving the ball. And this is going to put Shenandoah back. We'll make that half the distance. It will not be 15 yards. It'll be half the distance to yard, about 13-yard step off. 14 yards, call it, as they'll start now back at about their own 13-yard line. But it will be first down. So after a couple big plays, Shenandoah's defense stiffens. 9:22 left in the first half. Offenses have moved the ball, but defenses have gotten tough when they need to. Here's that tailback, Barnett.
Barnett, the ball carrier.
He is going to have 5, close to 6 yards out to about the 19-yard line.
I mentioned just a little bit ago how I don't see many teams pull 2 linemen on that play there. Shenandoah pulled 2 linemen to their right and picked up a big 6-yard gain whenever our defense maybe had a chance to make a stand here and gain the ball back for some good, decent field position, but way too much yardage on first down.
They'll give to Barnett again. He'll be stopped after a short gain. Schauber and Seifert. He'll get across the 20 to 21. He'll get a couple more yards. Third down and 2.
2 yards on the play. Third down 2 from the Zep 21-yard line.
So third down 2 for the Seminole defense here for a chance to make a stand and get the ball back. If I was Shenandoah, I'd probably roll Stevens left or right with the option to pass or run.
They have one receiver to the left, one to the right. Single back is Barnett. They'll fake to him. Steven will keep. He'll be hit, but he'll be able to go forward. And the ball is loose, but whistled down. Sam Miller makes the play, but I think Jed Steven got forward, and he needed 2, and I believe he got about 3, and that will be a first down.
7 officials timeout for a measurement.
They may take a look at this, but from our angle, Andy, it looks like that he was able to get forward and get that first down.
Yeah, right. They're definitely a first down, and I think we all knew Stevens was going to get the ball and probably run the ball, but good quarterback with a couple good linemen. There's still not much you can do when they execute.
As the years went on, early in the year, in the game Shenandoah played at Union Local, hearing some comments from Woodsfield resident and Union Local principal C.L. Straw that said in the game Shenandoah just put 5 wide receivers, line Steven up in the shotgun, and then just rein him up in the line just like you would a tailback, almost like the old single wing. And so he single-handedly defeated Union Local on that night.
And when they do that against a team like us, that takes a few of our better tacklers outside. And, small school football, you can have a lot of success spreading the field.
Barnett, he'll be hit. Seifert will wrestle him to the ground just across the 25 to about the 26. Some penetration in the middle of the line. I think maybe T.J. Stevens, got a little penetration in there. Give Barnett a yard or 2.
That was T.J. from his defensive tackle position that got penetration and was able to disrupt the offensive play. And then, like you said, Seifert there to wrestle him down for about a 1.5-yard gain. That's more like it on first down.
Seminoles playing a lot of 4-man front here with Miller, Seifert, Schauber, and Cease, with Stevens at a middle linebacker spot along with Wilson. Steven will roll to the left. Now he wants to plant. He's going to try to go deep and incomplete, but the flag is down.
Jeff, I'll say more than anything, Gabe got called for a penalty because he turned around and ran, and it's a very questionable call. And I seen a little contact with the shoulder, but nothing real blatant.
If anything, the ball looked catchable. It looked like it hit the receiver's shoulders right in the shoulder pads as he tried to turn back. And they called a personal foul. And that may be like a face guarding with the hand up in the face, possibly. I'm guessing.
Well,
from here I really don't know.
I hate to disagree with you on that one, but I can't agree with you on that one, Jeff, as far as the personal foul call. Maybe we'll get the word from the PA man down below.
And the official signal, personal foul. But as you said, I'm not sure I really understand that as the ball's now at the 40.
Right, but you wouldn't be personal foul if you face guarded. So something obviously we didn't see up here.
There must have been some contact or something there. Doesn't change things. Zepp's 15-yard step off puts them at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. And they'll give it to the tailback once again, and that is number 20, DeVaud.
DeVaud with a big hole on his right side, and actually it looked like he stumbled over himself there, as he really wasn't hit. And pretty lucky there that he only got a couple yards on 1st down.
And DeVaud, and I'm not sure if a previous carry may have been DeVaud rather than Barnett. We'll check the alignment here to see if they've just made a change. And it looks like this is Barnett getting a break here in favor of DeVaud. Is probably a good move by the Zeps to try some different people to try to wear the Seminoles down a little bit more. And we got some movement, and it looks like left defensive end Dan Miller jumped across the line, and that's going to cost Monroe Central another 5 unless he was drawn off. And from here, it didn't look like it. And 5-yard step off. Monroe Central now up to 35 yards in penalties. And now put the ball at the 47-yard line. Midway part of the second quarter, Andy, and that is already the 8th penalty that has been assessed in this game. 5 versus Shenandoah, 3 versus Monroe Central.
Yeah, really no excuse for Miller jumping off sides there.
They'll give to DeVaud, and he'll fight forward and get the 1st down. 5 yards, close to 6 yards. And this Zep running attack's able to do just about whatever they want so far, as they're around 80 yards rushing, here in the first half, and Shenandoah now with 8 first downs.
That play initially started to their right, and he made a nice little move to go back a little bit to his left and picked up 1st down. But again, attacking our left side of the defense, Seaford behind big number 75.
This is DeVaud once again, and really doesn't matter who the runner is. He's getting positive yardage, as he is going to get inside the 45 near the 43-yard line. About 3 yards.
Pick up 3 yards on the play, 2nd down, 7 from the Seminole 43-yard line.
The Zeps continue to shuffle a lot of people here. They run the plays with their wide receivers here, Miley and Stottsbury. Miley will be at a tight end as they'll put Schultes and another receiver to the left. Give to DeVaud, breaks a tackle. Seifert had him in the backfield, not able to bring him down. DeVaud will get forward very near 1st down, the 37-yard line. He's going to get about 6 yards and bring up 3rd down and a yard. Very near a loss on the play, but DeVaud able to keep going forward and be very near. And this is where the Zeps are very dangerous.
Nice strong run, and obviously after about a quarter and a half that we've keyed and spied so much and prepared so much for Stevens, that maybe Coach Wesson has effectively slipped these other running backs up through the middle.
This is Barnett. He's going to be very near the 1st down. He only needed about a yard, and he may have been able to get that as he's near the 36-yard line. And if he is there, I think this may be a 1st down. To be sure here, head referee Bill Walter will bring on the chains and take a look at it.
Yeah, I know we got a good angle here, but he missed that last one. That was a 1st down here by probably a whole yard, and this one here as well. This is not even close. It'll be another 1st down for the Shenandoah offense.
And by better than the length of the football, Andy, it is a Shenandoah first down. Now at 3:54 remaining in the second quarter. Seminoles need to make a play and maybe hope the clock will help them a little bit here before halftime. We're still scoreless.
I'd hope Captain Randall Seaford in there kind of regroups the defense. Right now is the time when we make a statement on first down. Even though we've bent so far, we need to stop this right now, right on first down.
Steven drops straight back. He wants to throw. Complete. Inside the 20. Zirkle, number 6, the receiver. Pickup of about 16 yards to the 20. Another first down.
Just the freshman Zirkle was able to find the open spot down the field in the middle. And I believe corner slipped a bit on the play. But Stevens right on target for another first down.
Seminole defense held a short time ago. We'll see what they can do here. First down. They'll put the big back Barnett in there. He'll be hit hard, but still bounce off of Wilson and another Seminole and get close to 5, almost 6 yards on first down.
Sam Miller also on the stop for the goal.
You don't want to look too far ahead, but if the Zeps are able to get to the end zone, you have to remember the Zeps will get the ball. Well, no, Monroe Central will get the ball to start the third quarter. I was doing that, so hopefully you can keep them out of the end zone here and not go in halftime down. I was thinking they were going to get the ball, but that's not the case. Steven will run a keeper, try to string him out. He get to the corner and get close to the 10-yard line. A straight run behind some good blocking. He'll be out of bounds near the 11, which would be about a yard short.
Out of bounds at the 11-yard line by Chris Yoho.
Third down and short.
So some penetration early on there, but Stevens able to pull away for some positive yardage.
Well, it looked like that the play was going to be strung out, but this is a big kid, quarterback there, about a little better than 6 foot, about 6'2" probably, about 195. He's a good runner also. So, and Nelson, tailback Barnett, he didn't need a lot, so he's going to get a first down, a couple yards. And once again, the Zeps will be a first and goal now at about the 9-yard line. 2:17, clock stopped while they moved the chains. First and goal. This is where you need a big play.
I don't see on your chart where the time of possession is, but I know our defense has been on the field a long time this half, and definitely going to have to step it up here.
Well, for the year, the opponents are running about 15 plays per game more than the Seminoles, and I would say Shenandoah probably has a 10 to 12 play advantage here in this first half at least. Barnett bounces the outside, fumbles the football. It went out of bounds. Yoho had the ball, but it was out of bounds. So put the ball down now near the 4-yard line. Zeps getting another break. 5-yard pickup, second and goal now from the 4. Second time that the Zeps have fumbled when they've been down close, and both times the ball has bounced. Very fortunate for the Zeps. But that went out of bounds. If Yoho had another yard of field to work with there, he would have been able to make that recovery.
Barnett, he kind of floated to the right sideline like slow motion, and all of a sudden bounced outside, and it was very fortunate the ball rolled
out. There's a fumble again. This time the Seminoles are on it. Holy cow, Aaron Cease. And I think the bad exchange on the handoff there. Again, Cease with the fumble recovery. Seminoles have dodged the proverbial bullet once again. But Aaron Cease, broken finger and all, right place at the right time. 1:40 left before half. This game is still scoreless.
Sometimes we talked last year how we never got a break. This year, really, you can't give anybody any credit for causing the fumble. Just a mistake offensively, and we're there, right there to make the recovery.
Wilson Seminoles will try to be very conservative here. He'll get about 4 yards to the 11. You don't want to mistake now. Just, let's go in at halftime with a scoreless game.
On the stop for their Seps. Pick up a 4 yards, second down, 6 at the Seminole.
I'd still like to try Hishy one time, but you're probably right. Been dodging the bullet all night, and he would be thrown into the wind.
You always see how much ground that the free safety, Steven, can cover back there. So I think if you're going to do that, you need to make sure it's on third down and the clock is run down. Toss right, Wilson. Not much running room. He'll fight back near the line of scrimmage. I don't think he is there. He's going to be dropped at near the 10, maybe the 9. Less than 45 seconds now remaining. Zeps with 2 timeouts. Will now spend one, I believe.
I was just going to say, a little surprised they don't use one of them. They don't carry over, obviously, and you might as well use them. Brings up a 3rd and long, and if they can hold them, and then it forces us to punt, probably from near our own end zone.
And also gives the Zeps a chance to maybe go for a block and set up a return. So you can look for Shenandoah to probably spend that final timeout that they have here after this play if the clock is still running. Monroe Central still has all 3 timeouts left, but with 43 seconds remaining, Monroe Central is definitely not interested in stopping that clock. We are scoreless.
Don't look for anything fancy here on 3rd down from us. Probably just run something very conservative and then try to play good special teams defense and account for every man. I'm sure special teams coaches down there now telling them if we don't get the 1st down, that know who you got and pick the guy closest to the ball.
Last 2 years, Monroe Central Shenandoah game has went right to the wire. Overtime here 2 years ago, won by the Seminoles, and a late touchdown by Shenandoah last year. So, this one has all the earmarks of going right to the wire once again this year. 3rd down and 7.
Those games are more offensive shows, though, weren't they?
Correct. Joris on delay. This is Wilson, but nowhere to go. He'll be dropped for no gain. Looks like big number 70.
Chris Wilson, the ball carrier, brought down by Adam Lee.
Maybe Joe Rich on the tackle.
No gain on the play.
No gain.
Brings up 4th down and 7. Timeout, Zeps.
And that will be the final Shenandoah timeout, 37.5 seconds remaining. So this is a chance right here for the coaching staff to bring the Seminoles over to the side during this Shenandoah timeout as they are doing and go over those blocking assignments as you just mentioned during that last break, Andy. As from the 10-yard line, Shenandoah no timeouts. Well, you got to think that they're probably going to come after Mr. Gordon on this play. So a little bit of pressure on the long snap man, Randall Seifert, who, with one exception this year, has done a very good job snapping the football.
Right, and obviously when we're in punt formation, it's really 10 against 11 because, the punter's going to punt the ball, so they might as well line up all 11 Zeps on the line and try to come after it. And as a lineman, you need to pick the guy that's actually closest to the ball and then leave the widest guy go, for he has the longest distance to the punter. But they will put 2 guys back.
Schultes and Zirkel, the deep people. So they may be setting up a return here. Gordon about 3 yards deep in his own end zone. Snap is good. No pressure, kicks away. Line drive. Schultes at the 44. Breaks a couple tackles, still on his feet. The outside, be pulled down by Schaber, I believe, on the tackle, along with Wilson. Almost a 20-yard return by Schultes. So the Zeps, 23 seconds, no timeouts. They are at the 25-yard line. So, good strategy there, I guess. Don't go for the block and take a chance of something happening as far as a roughing penalty. Set up a return, good return. So pressure on the Seminoles here now. Good climb for a sack. Steven will be under pressure. Now he's going to have running room to the left and get to the 15-yard line, but the clock is running. And unfortunately, we've got a Seminole down, which is going to stop the clock. Put the ball at the 16-yard line.
Timeout called by the Zeps.
They don't, well, Shenandoah timeout. And I think a signal must have been wrong. Remember back in the first quarter, they signaled timeout Shenandoah.
Right.
I think that was a timeout Monroe Central. So Shenandoah did have a timeout left.
As I looked down the coaching staff, they realized that they did have one left. A few fans down here were looking at the scoreboard as well as what we were. But obviously Coach Chirkaz and his gang knew that they had one left. And
but you know, at that timeout we talked about, they clearly signaled timeout Shenandoah, and we thought that was a little questionable at the time because they had the momentum going. So 11.3 seconds left. Second down and a yard. The ball at the 11-yard, or excuse me, at the 16-yard line.
that'll give Stevens maybe 2 shots in the end zone if he chooses.
He's going to roll to the right, or throw to the right. It's complete. Schultes will get out of bounds with 4 seconds left. He's out at the 8.
He's run out of bounds by Eric Brown.
Call it he's at the 8. An 8-yard pickup by Schultes. And 4 seconds left. The Zeps are going to bring on the field goal unit, and Jed Stevens will strap up the left foot, and he will try a 25-yard field goal from the right hash on what will probably be the final play of the half. He will do it soccer style. Snaps down, it's bobbled. Schultes will try to run and be dropped at the 5-yard line, and the half is going to end. And the Seminoles have played with their back to the wall quite a bit, but the score at halftime, Monroe Central nothing and Shenandoah nothing. And we'll be right back with these Marching Knolls.
From a deck to a complete house, Woodsfield True Value has the lumber and building materials for contractors or do-it-yourselfers. Before you go out of town, bring your plans into Troy and Mike for a free estimate. We think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Delivery is available for your project materials too. From lumber and siding to shingles, windows, insulation, and cabinets, Woodsfield True Value is your source for building materials and building packages. So give Troy or Mike a call today at Woodsfield True Value.
A good football team works together, helping each other to do their best.
A good insurance company works together too, showing you the best coverage for you and your family.
A winning football team shares the glory. The running back needs those blockers to make that long run to the end zone.
A winning insurance agency represents several companies, so you have personally designed coverage to take you wherever you need to go.
The Monroe Central Seminoles have a winning tradition, and F.W. Shoemaker has a winning tradition of service, integrity, and customer satisfaction.
2 local traditions that keep on going. Growing to serve you and your family, Dr. Jeffrey Snyder has expanded his practice to include Dr. Jay Seidler and nurse practitioner Carol Bell Shoemaker. Jay, a 77 Woodsfield High School graduate, and Carol, class of 67, are both thrilled for the opportunity to come back home. Dr. Snyder's office is the only practice in Monroe County with Saturday hours till noon, plus extended hours till 6 p.m. on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Appointments are encouraged, but walk-ins are welcome at Dr. Snyder's office. The Citizens National Bank of Woodsfield, home-owned and independently operated since 1933. Your community bank. Our officers, directors, and staff are dedicated to customer and community service. We reinvest your deposit dollars locally. So remember, banking with us is not only good for you, but it's good for your community. Citizens National Bank of Woodsfield, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Doctors Eva Giro and Bob Paul Idelli are happy to be living and working in our community. Specializing in primary care as well as internal medicine, both doctors are accepting new patients. With a vision of serving in a small rural area, the doctors visit nursing homes and will refer you to the hospital of your choice.
Thank you for welcoming us into your community.
We look forward to meeting your medical needs.
If you need a doctor, call Marietta Healthcare Physicians at 472-0712.
We're just moments away from the start of the third quarter. We are scoreless. You can see the Seminoles there huddled around Coach Acosta. And really not sure how, at halftime what the approach would have been. Really, the Seminoles have done a good job defensively keeping Shenandoah out of the end zone. Shenandoah has run 31 plays the first half to just 16 from Monroe Central. Because they really have dominated the plays and the yardage. But Monroe Central will get the ball to start the third quarter. And very important for them to get some yardage, even if they don't get points on the board, to show that they can move the ball. And I'd much rather see Jed Stephen and Roman Barnett at somewhere other than in the backfield running the ball, as they've done a real good job here. Barnett, the sophomore tailback, 14 carries for 76 yards in the first half. Some other weapons, other than just the quarterback in the game. So this Shenandoah team, you look at what's happened, Andy, in the first half, you kind of wonder, how did we keep them out of the end zone?
Right, a little bit of luck, I'd say. Of course, at times our defense did make strong stand, and caught me by surprise. Was that a called onside kick?
Let me think about that one, Andy.
Did you see it, Rick?
I would say yes, it was a called onside kick. Seifert, I believe, covered that ball on that, so I'm a little bit surprised. But yet, at 3-3, and the importance of this game for the Zeps, you know, it's worth the chance if they get the ball at midfield. You know, they think they can probably grab the momentum of the second half. So now, really important for Monroe Central to go 51 yards and get some points.
Yeah, the game of field position is set here early.
Wilson has nowhere to go and is going to lose a yard. A lot of Zeps. Loss of 1.
So, you know, after watching us play early on, especially Magnolia, we come out and throw the ball. Then around week 4, we establish our running game, start to dominate the line of scrimmage, and thus far tonight, not really able to move the ball effectively on the ground. So I look for the ball in the air, and right through the hands of Wilson. Ball's a little high.
Running room, but would have been a little bit tough play because the ball was a little high and Wilson would have had to turn. But, you know, he did have some running room out in the flat, but it is an incomplete pass. You know, just the 5th attempt. But as I said, Monroe Central ran just 16 plays in the first half. So 3rd down and 11 and a definite passing situation now. And you really don't want to go 3 plays and kick here on your first possession and give the ball back to Shenandoah. But 3rd down, 11. George dropping straight back. Going down the middle, the ball's blocked. And George will get it back. And he should have let that one drop for an incomplete pass. That's a complete pass, George to George. But it's going to lose 5 yards.
That's a good play-by-play call, George to George, Jeff. You're exactly right. As he cocked his arm, I looked down the field to see if he had an open receiver, and didn't really realize he caught his own pass, but right on top of the play was 3 white jerseys for a 7-yard loss. And like you said, the onside kick attempt didn't cost the Zeps.
Gordon's kick, a nice kick. Line drive's going to hit at the 20 and bounce to the right. 19-yard line, so you'd like to have seen that ball roll a little bit more for Monroe Central, but it didn't. But, you know, no return. And we saw earlier there that Schultes, number 10, is a good return man. So Zeps will take over on the 19-yard line as they ran a lot of plays and dominated the first half. I say Barnett and Duvall, the tailbacks, you know, doing most of the work. Jed Stephen only 6 carries and 6 pass attempts. So really not as much activity from him as what we thought. But Central defense now has to stop the Zeps out in the middle of the field and not let them drive down and chew up clock. They'll give it to Barnett. Short gain, maybe no gain.
Tyler Shoemaker from his inside linebacker position moved over nicely for the big hit at the line of scrimmage as he worked out of his 4-4 defense. And I'm sure they've made adjustments here at halftime. And I know Tyler hadn't been playing as much defensively lately, but he is in there to start the second half, along with both the Brown boys.
Some changes defensively, maybe some fresh troops, you know, maybe just a little bit, you know, because of some defensive adjustments. But, you know, Seminoles cannot let the Zeps just dominate the time of possession. Stephen will roll to the right. He's going to look deep. He's going to get some pressure, step away, and get some yardage. Schaber was in pursuit, and he's going to get some yardage from the 20. We have a Zep down out to the 27-yard line, so pickup of 7 yards. We get an official's timeout. That will bring up 3rd down and about 2, but you know, pretty good pass coverage. But Stephen just tucks the ball under and runs upfield and runs away from the pursuit, and it's going to be a short yardage situation. Jedediah Stephen, 6'3", 185 in the program, and he shows that he can do that very, very well. You know, some of those other people for the Zeps there. See number 75, Tad Ayers, 6'3", 275. Also Joe Rich, number 70, 6 foot, 310. You know, are 2 of the big hosses inside there. And Number 67 is Jesse Wells, 6'1", 265.
He's the big OVAC champion wrestler, I believe.
Excellent wrestler, and that technique, can, on the football field can go a long way.
Oh yeah, we see some of our boys. I know Wilson's a wrestler, and T-Bone Shoemaker's a wrestler, and definitely hard work during wrestling pays off, and some of the same things able to use on the football field.
Okay, the player is now up into a sitting position. Now they seem to be looking at a left ankle. Coach Weston now has made his way back to the sideline as he gets ready for this 3rd and 2 call. And we'll try to catch that number. 65, that is Brandon McKee. That is their center, I believe, 6 foot and 215. He's one of the little boys out there. But we'll see what happens. That will necessitate a change by the Zeps now, as they'll get a new man in on that offensive line. They run the play in with number 15, Miley. 3rd down and 2. Shenandoah 11 first downs in the first half, as they just thoroughly dominated the time of possession. Option, right. Nate Schaber makes the play defensively as he came through untouched from behind on that option play. He's going to lose yardage back at about the 21-yard line. They'll put him down. Loss of about 6 yards. So there may be the first really big Seminole defensive play.
Schaber able to knife through the line of scrimmage, use his quickness, and run down Stevens as Stevens was rolling to his left. And like you said, big defensive play by the Noles.
Kick off the side of the foot. It's going to hit and go out of bounds about the 50-yard line. They'll mark it at the 49, only about a 29-yard punt. So big defensive play by Schaber from his defensive tackle position as he gets through, makes the play. Seminoles now get the ball in real good field position. This game is still scoreless, 8:35 left in the 3rd quarter. It's very simple, Andy. Monroe Central's got to move the ball.
That's right, and on 1st down here, look to put the ball in the air. We got Ishii wide left.
Look to come back to that little swing pass out in the flat to Wilson here at some time. A quick one. Ishii right in his hands.
We talk about that intensity, and we didn't see it early in this half, and now I believe Ishii took his eye off the ball. Joris with a nice ball out in the flat there for Ishii, and wasn't able to bring the ball in. And he is a sophomore, but we've just become accustomed to him making the catches and making the runs after catches, and no excuse for Ishii not to make that play, especially here in a big.
We talked about it before, Andy. The concentration and the intensity just is not there. George with time across the middle, and this ball is a little bit behind the intended receiver. I believe that is Robinson.
So going to the tight end, he was open. Looked like we had 3 black jerseys open, and George was able to find Robinson, but he was a little bit behind him. But somebody's going to have to step up on the Seminole offense and make a big play to get this thing going a little bit. And if we can't take advantage of this field position for the 2nd time in a row, then we're really losing out on a golden opportunity.
2 dropped passes and a couple of poor throws. Seminoles 3rd down. George wants to throw. Now he wants to run. He tries to get the outside. He's going to pull up and throw. Complete. Yoho, 30-yard line. 1st down. And that's a great play because the line of scrimmage is the 48-yard line. Michael George pulled up at the 50 and hit Yoho, and that may be the play that we're looking for to get this team going.
Yeah, can't say enough about George there. Able to keep in mind where the line of scrimmage was. Initially take off the run, stop. No, he's behind the line of scrimmage and fire a shot down to Yoho, who after the catch made a nice spin move and moved up the field for positive yards.
And have no linemen downfield.
And no flags on the field, like you said.
George under pressure will go down. Loss back to the 35, a loss of about 7. Second time tonight, George has been sacked trying to pass. Jared Hupp, number 58, on the tackle. Initially, a lot of time for George, but not able to find a receiver. And every time you get a good play, it seems like something happens to move us backwards.
Right, if he could just stay in there and keep them feet set, he got a little happy feet there. And but I believe his receivers were covered. He tried to make something happen, just wasn't there that time.
Loss of about 7. George wants to throw again. Tries to get to the outside. Throws it. The ball will be caught by Yoho. No gain on the play. They'll put the ball right back at about the 33-yard line.
So George with many options on the play. He had 3 receivers right and 1 left, but it seemed to me that everybody ran deep patterns, and he was flushed early to his right. And these receivers need to probably break off those patterns and come back and try to help him.
Some pretty good coverage by the Zep defensive backfield. George will try to throw again. Drops back, setting up the screen. This is Gordon. Gets to the outside, running room, 30, 25, down near the 22-yard line. It's going to be short of the first down.
I like
some good yardage.
I like the yardage, Jeff, but on 3rd and long, we've become pretty predictable with our screen pass at times. And even though we gained some nice yardage there to get over half of it back, Shenandoah had some defenders out there. Gordon with a nice hard run, though, and showed good quickness after the catch.
Well, 4th and 5 is a little bit better than that 15 to 17 yards to go here. Shotgun, 1 back, 3 wide receivers. Gordon in motion to the right. George looking across the middle, and there's a flag. Wilson, incomplete is the pass signal, but obvious contact prior to, and this will be pass interference. First down, Monroe Central. That will take the ball down near the 11-yard line. A pretty easy call from our vantage point.
That's the big wrestler, the number 67, back on coverage with the obvious pass interference. And he was slapping high fives there like he did something good, but I think everybody here at the stadium realized he hit him too early.
We saw that last week down at Lindsley with the wide receivers, and then put your only back, Gordon, in motion, and very effective on a couple completions. And just as that last week, Wilson made a couple great catches.
Fullback draw here.
Draw out of shotgun. Gabe Gordon down near the 6-yard line. 5-yard pickup. Gordon with a net of 0 yards rushing on 3 carries in the first half. Gets 5 along with the big reception on the screen pass. So now 2nd down and about 5. The ball at the 6. Seminoles can get a first down at about the 1.
Key thing is here is no mistakes. No turnovers, quick toss, and he's hit.
There's a ball on the ground. And the Seminoles are going to be very fortunate to get this ball back. Tyler Shoemaker will get that play back. The ball is going to be back at the 13, a loss of about 7 yards.
Number 21, Lance Buckley, almost took that quick toss left and took it back the other way. He was in there and hit Wilson. Somebody missed their assignment. And we talked about execution, penalty-free, turnover-free ball down the red zone. And that's something we obviously can't afford down deep like that. And I'll bring up 3rd and 12 with a possibility to get a first down inside the 2-yard line. But we'll look for possibly maybe another fullback draw play, or look for the tight end in here.
Yeah, I think too, Andy. The situation here, 3rd down and about 11, needing down to about the 1.5 for a first down. You've got to look at trying to use 2 plays to get that yardage. I'm not real sure that the coach would be real confident to attempt a field goal down in here. We saw that last week, and it just didn't work real well. We'll see what happens on this big 3rd down play. But Seminoles, at least made a couple plays here, picked up a couple of first downs. But, they've got to get the ball in the end zone. We're 5:12 remaining in the third quarter. And, something has to go for one of these teams. We can't stay 0-0 forever.
That's right. And I know it's only the third quarter, but we must take advantage of this opportunity. And we might see something out of the playbook right now that we haven't seen before to, look to get in the end zone here.
Reverse motion by Yoho.
He got motion. No, we don't.
No flag. Ball's tipped at the line, and it's incomplete. It looked like from our vantage point that Yoho may have cut up field a half a count early, but there was no flag. Ball was deflected, and that's at least the second time tonight we have seen a deflection, at the line of scrimmage. So Zep's doing a nice job of going in and getting their hands up in the air. That's going to bring down up fourth down. And I think we've talked about this before, but passing game really suffers when you get down close. The field just becomes that much smaller, so it's really tough to throw the ball down this close. But 4th and 11, ball at the 13. Joris with a flag down. This will be on the offense. He's going to the corner of the end zone. It's incomplete. This is motion, I believe. And that pass will be undoubtedly, the penalty will be declined. So Shenandoah has held, and they will take over at the 13-yard line. So really the first good opportunity Monroe Central has had in this game, and they come up empty.
Yeah, we talked just as soon as I said we get the ball down close, we can't afford any turnovers. We fumble the quick toss, and we start going backwards. And, good teams make things happen down in the red zone. And obviously we're 6-0, but we want to try to gauge ourselves right now just to see how good we really are against a, big, strong, physical Shenandoah defense, and not able to find the end zone.
Here's Barnett. He'll be stopped at about the 15-yard line. A lot of black jerseys. Wilson, Shoemaker. Also Schauber up off of that. Put the ball at about the 16. Give Barnett 3 yards.
So midway through the third quarter here, and still really not seen Stevens break a big one yet. Look for Coach Weston to call Stevens' number a little bit more often.
He's going deep. He's got a man. Just overthrown. And that may have been the call right there. Going for the big play, pretty good protection. He was going for Schultes, and he had a step on Gordon and Ishii back there, but ball just overthrown. So 3rd down and about 7. I was about to say before that play, Andy, all year Monroe Central has really depended on the big play. And Shenandoah has taken that big play away from the Seminoles. And Monroe Central really has not had that many long, grinded out drives in 6 games this year. And Shenandoah has eliminated the big play and are making Monroe Central run the long drive. And they've not been able to do that thus far. They're going to throw again. Stephen with lots of time. He's going deep. And it's caught. And a flag is down. This is going to go for a 31-yard pickup for pass interference that will be declined. Zirkle makes the big catch and a big 3rd down play by the Zeps. And
that play starts back here with Stevens having way too much time to throw the ball. Man gets down the field that far, he's got to have plenty of time, and then Stevens able to drop the ball nicely down for a big 30-yard gain on just a sort of like a flag pattern run by the Zep receiver.
And if there's going to be interference, you'd like to see the interference be a little better, knock that ball down. A counter play to the tailback Barnett, no gain. I believe that may have been Schauber with first contact. Stevens and Wilson also there, no gain.
So the home crowd getting a little fired up, trying to get this defense going a little bit.
2nd and 10. But you got to put a couple plays together here. That clock is going to be a concern here because not too many possessions left in this game. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Clock running now left in the third period. The game is still scoreless.
Right, and by getting that big first down there, they've moved the field advantage to their side where, all right, let him go.
Stephen will be run out of bounds by Shoemaker as he ran a little bootleg, and a good play. And that'll go for a sack for Shoemaker. 7-yard loss. 3rd down, but well contained by the perimeter people of the Seminole defense, and then a good pursuit, and Shoemaker runs him out of bounds. A 7-yard loss. 3rd down and 17. We saw the Zeps come through with the big 3rd down completion just 2 plays ago. So now Seminoles must make a stop here and get the ball back.
Seminoles back in their 4-4 package. Look for some big pass rush upfield to Stevens. Here comes Cease.
He's hit hard. The ball's caught, but he's going to be wrapped up well short of the 1st down.
I think you heard me say, Jeff, he's wide open. I looked at the wrong stick here at first, but he'll be well short of the 1st down. That'll bring up 4th down.
Completion to Zirkle got back to 7 yards. That was lost to play before. Ball, I believe, was fumbled there. It's kind of hard to see, but it went out of bounds. So 4th and 10. But as you said, that big completion did turn the field position. And Ishii and Brown, this will be a good time for a nice return.
Oh, I've been talking about these boys all year and their return
Line drive.
abilities. Come on out here now.
This is Brown. And a pretty good job to get back to the 34-yard line as Eric Brown gets the ball on the line drive and gets back upfield.
Still waiting for them walls that we've been accustomed to be set up. But thus far this year, really no big returns that I can think of at the moment. But still really not too bad a field position considering they had the ball around midfield at one point, and we're already we're going to start here at our 34-yard line with Ishii wide left, and look for that hitch to Ishii right off the bat.
George will run the sweep, tossing to Wilson. He'll try to get outside. Pretty good contained by the perimeter people, Schodus and some others of the Zeps. Wilson will get upfield to about the 38. And we'll see as they bring it to the hash, maybe closer to the 37. Pick up about 3 yards.
So a little bit different than our quick toss. Looked like a 38-pitch sweep where we got Gabe out there helping out, leading the play, and still Zep defense able to string that out nicely, and a lot of help out there for only about a 3-yard gain.
George wants to throw. There's a quick out, and that ball bounces up in the air. That's going to be an interception, and number 5. And that will go as a touchdown and about a 40-yard interception return. As that Wilson tried to reach back, looked like the ball bounced off his chest or face mask up in the air and was picked off. And Keith Seelock, number 5, was right there, and he'll go about 40 yards to pay dirt. And after all the plays that had been made there, a defensive play, and we've seen a lot of good bounces go in Monroe Central's way during the course of the season, and this one goes his opponent's way. The Zeps will spend a timeout as they did not have the right people on the field. But 1:58 left in the third quarter. Zeps get on the board with the interception return and lead 6-0 with the extra point upcoming.
So really a stunned crowd here. I thought at first there that maybe a Zep defender hit the ball around the line of scrimmage and not picking up the ball real well tonight. I don't know if it's kind of an overcast night or whatever, but there's no question that the ball didn't hit the ground. Bounced off Wilson, and defender there at the right place at the right time for an easy score. And let's have to keep our heads up here, obviously, and see if we can't get this extra point, and we'll go right back on offense.
this would be the first time this year that the Seminoles have given up points in the second half.
That's a good observation.
But trailing in the second half for the first time all year, this is a little character building time now for the Seminoles. The schedule the rest of the way, even though 6-0 and on top of everything right now, the rest of the way, is no gimme. This team will need to win some more games, and hopefully they can get things together, rest of tonight and get the ball down the field. That kick by Jed Stephen is right through. So 1:58 remaining in the third quarter. Shenandoah 7, Monroe Central nothing.
So definitely got the Shenandoah crowd fired up. We'll see if our home fans here don't get a little noise going and get our boys fired up. And it all starts off with a good kickoff return to get us some good field position, and we'll go from there.
Just doing a quick check of statistics here too, and it looks to me like Monroe Central is well under 100 yards of net offense in almost 3/4 of action. And this is a team that comes in averaging about 335 yards per game.
I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't realize Jeff had his cheat sheet on the back of the clipboard. I thought he's just doing had it all in his head, and he brought a cheat sheet tonight.
Secret's out. I'm just glad it hasn't rained to make those sheets a little bit wet.
If you'd have bought me lunch today, I'd wouldn't have told on you on the air.
I wanted to be sure that everything that I said tonight was correct, because I don't want anything to be replayed on Coach's Corner next week to make me look bad.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Somebody downstairs there tonight is trying to make certain people look bad, I think. Not that he's ever made a mistake with a microphone in front of him. A line drive, squib kick is going to bounce around. Ishii at the 15-yard line will slip down as he tries to cut back. And Shenandoah with good coverage. And momentum is definitely wearing green and white here in this second half. 23-yard line for the Seminoles, and they need to get the ball downfield, trailing 7-0. And we haven't had to say that very many times this year.
I'm sure the Seminole offense go right back to the air, right back to Ishii, and look to move the ball down the field, because still a lot of time left, but they don't want to wait around too long to get something established.
Gordon will get to the 25, 27, fighting forward, trying to get some more yardage. He may have close to 5 yards.
Gordon doing a nice job keeping the legs chopping, moving ahead for a surprising 5-yard gain when I thought initially there was nothing there.
Seminoles going to need to do something here and get that big play once again, try to get the ball down the field. And as we've said before, a little more success maybe going to the outside. Joris will drop straight back. There's that quick out for Ishii. And again, the timing just isn't there. Incomplete, 3rd and 5. And for the first time this year, Monroe Central's offense just really seems to be a little bit out of sync tonight. Joris now, I have him at 6 of 15 passing, but only about 45 yards net.
And I believe, two interceptions?
Correct. 3rd and 5. Joris shotgun. He'll fake. They'll run the shovel pass. And we saw it for a big play last week to Wilson. And it will go for a very short gain. Number 21 is Bucky, makes the play. And looks like maybe he did his homework. And remembering that play, they'll give the completion to Wilson for 1 yard. But this Zep defense, after putting 7 points on the board, makes a good stand, and they're going to get the ball back as we are now less than 40 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Gordon, the punt with Zirkle and Schultes. No pressure. Gordon's kicks away. Schultes will let it hit, and now get away from it and let it roll down near the 35 to make it the 36-yard line. And that's where Shenandoah will take over with 19.8 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Getting back to that shuffle pass there, Bucky never moved on the play. He obviously wasn't run off by an offensive player, and right on the spot for an excellent play. Sometimes a shovel play is hard to execute because if a player doesn't make a read and doesn't move, then he's there to make the play. So sometimes, I don't know if you give him too much credit for not making a move or if he actually didn't read the play and stayed home.
But again, it was a big play by Bucky, and I think you have to give some credit here to the Shenandoah coaching staff and Coach Dan Wesson, as this Zep team has come in very well prepared tonight. Barnett will be hit in the backfield by Stevens. He'll fight his way forward back near the line of scrimmage. Knee will hit down at the 35-yard line. They're going to lose a yard, and that is only the second time, I think, tonight that Bucky has been stopped, or excuse me, that Barnett has been stopped for no gain. We've played 3 quarters. Shenandoah 7, Monroe Central nothing. We'll be right back with period 4.
Make every meal special with the fresh foods from Respects. We get it fresh.
Ormet Credit Union is exploding with membership opportunities. Anyone living, working, or attending college in Belmont or Monroe counties can join Ormet Credit Union. You can celebrate our expansion whether you're college-bound, raising children, or nearing retirement. Just some of the financial services now available to you include mortgage, car, and home equity loans. Stop by our locations in Clarington, Hannibal, or St. Clairsville for your membership application. And celebrate your financial options at Ormet Credit Union, because our commitment is you.
Start the fourth quarter. Shenandoah comes from the timeout huddle on the sideline straight to the ball, second down and 11. 12 minutes remaining in this game. Zeps leading 7-0. Stevens rolling to the left. Wants to throw, goes across the middle, incomplete, and off the hands of the intended receiver, and also off of Gordon.
And also,
Johnson, the intended receiver.
Almost my first hit of the night, Jeff, is I tried to help him catch that ball, and almost an opportunity there. Cease initially wasn't able to keep contained, but was able to come back and put a little pressure on him. But obviously, when you had a quarterback that rolls right and left as well as Stevens does, that defensive end is a very key defensive position to turn jet upfield.
They'll deny it to Barnett. He's got running room through the secondary. We're going to have a first down. 42-yard line, another Shenandoah first down. 23-yard pickup by Barnett.
So in that 4-4 defense, Jeff, 3rd and 12, able to screen a number of our players, really no outstanding blocks, just able to stand in our road, and Barnett with ease moved up the field for a major first down to start this fourth quarter for the Zeps.
Shake the shotgun. Steven on a straight run over near the sideline. We're going to get flags, and we can't see the out of bounds line over there. That's either a late hit or somebody had a face mask. But 2 flags went flying in, and that is a personal foul, face mask. And 15-yard step off against Monroe Central. The play was run out of bounds for no gain. But this step off of 15 yards for the face mask penalty against Monroe Central is going to take the ball down to about the 28-yard line. And I tell you what, Andy, if the Zeps are able to put her in the end zone and get a second score here, I think the Seminoles may be in trouble. So the defense needs to step up and make a play and get the ball back.
And we talked about some of our seniors stepping up and making plays. Over the season, it's been Cease and Seifert and a number of players, and right now it's put pressure on the quarterback and stop the running game.
Hitting the backfield, Barnett is going to lose yardage. I believe Schaber, he broke that play up in the backfield back to the 30-yard line. Loss of a couple yards for Barnett. But at this point, with a 7-0 lead and early in the fourth quarter, I would almost guess that Shenandoah will be pretty conservative with Barnett and Stephen running the ball and may not throw any dangerous downfield passes. So
right, I look for Stephen to call his own number maybe a few times on some of these rollouts. Just like you said, to go ahead and keep the ball and play a little bit more conservative.
We're going to get a flag at the snap. We had some movement. And we've not had many penalties, only a couple here in the second half. But we're going to get a big one here, and that's going to be 5 yards for a false start illegal procedure against Shenandoah to take the ball back to the 35-yard line. Second down now and about 17. And we've seen both teams lose opportunities down close because of penalties in this game. And this is the second time now that Shenandoah has been penalized, as they had a possession in the first half where they were down close and hurt themselves with a couple of penalties. Stephen will be under center. Single back is Barnett. Fake. Stephen will try to roll to the right. He's going downfield. There's an interception. And there may be the break we're looking for.
Big T-Bone Shoemaker put it out in the flat to the left side, and just like Magnolia game, able to make a big pick. And huge turnover, and this time we made our own turnover. We got good pressure on Stevens, and Stevens threw the ill-advised pass, and like you just called, he might be a little conservative, like an all-Ohio quarterback would be. He made a little mental error there, and
he hit Tyler Shoemaker right between the 6 and the 4, and George now going to look downfield. Has some pressure. Let's try to step up. He's going to make a little bit of positive yardage, a couple yards. He was looking deep, I believe, for Eric Brown. Give him to the 37-yard line, 2-yard pickup. After the turnover, looked like, a play that was designed maybe to go deep, but, again, good coverage as Brown tried to go deep. Seminoles now shotgun, now 4 wide receivers, 3 to the right.
Look for Gordon here with the fullback draw. No, he'll come out, help block here. George with time again.
Oh, and he tried to hit Yoho, but the ball was a little bit high. Also had Robinson, but neither were really that open, so the ball delivered a little high, and, fortunate it was, so 3rd and 8.
Looking downfield, we had 4 receivers. They all ran their route, stopped, and they didn't seem to make a move after the initial pattern wasn't open, and sometimes young receivers downfield are not able to, help the quarterback and come back to him, and really not open on the play. Brings up 3rd down. Come on, help
George, some pressure from the backside. Breaks away from the tackle. Tries to go downfield for Yoho. Overthrown. Yoho, tried to come back to the ball, but it was a little bit high. Again, George did a pretty good job to buy himself some extra time, but not able to hit Yoho, who was open in the middle of the field. But again, that's a tough throw with some people pressuring you. But 3rd down incompletion. 4th down, Monroe Central will now have to give up the ball and not able to take advantage of that interception by Tyler Shoemaker, and will give the ball back to the Zeps with just 9:30 remaining in the game.
Dave Gordon in punt formation. Jacob circle. Pete Schulteis deep for the Zeps.
Snap back, good snap. Line drive, kick. Schulteis at the 30. Step away from a couple tacklers, get up the middle of the field, cross the 40 before he's brought to the ground by Dan Miller. But a good return. Zeps, good field positions. They'll put the ball in play at their own 44-yard line. 9:17 left. And we'll see what Shenandoah will do here, but I think you're going to see a lot of two things, I believe, Andy. And I know I said this before, and they crossed us up with the pass, but they went for an interception, so Coach Wesson, may become even more conservative here as he tries to protect this 7-0 Shenandoah lead.
Probably a lot of Barnett and a lot of Stevens.
This is Barnett. He'll be hit in the backfield. Looks like maybe T.J. Stevens had a piece of him. Barnett is going to get across the 45 to about the 46, get a couple of yards. We've got a stoppage of play as we have a shoe repair out on the field. Barnett, just a sophomore, is now at the 100 yards rushing for this game. And he's getting a lot more work tonight, I believe, than he's had in any time all years. He's now over 20 carries. 2nd down and 8. We'll rewind the clock here now at 9 minutes remaining as Barnett, I believe it was there, needed to repair the shoe. So, that shoestring tackle by Schauber in the backfield may have pulled the shoe off.
Right.
And too bad we couldn't force him to the sideline to put that back on. 2nd and 8. Clock is definitely an enemy of Monroe Central. And movement on the far side, and Dan Miller, I believe, is going to be in the neutral zone and cost Monroe Central 5 yards, and 5 free yards that the defense cannot afford to give up, because this now puts the Zeps into a 2nd and 3 situation, and with a good tailback and a good quarterback, this is a very dangerous situation for the defense. And if you're Shenandoah, you really like the situation that you're in here now. They can do a lot of different things, both run inside or try to get Steven to the outside. They're going to run motion. And they'll give to Barnett. He'll bust through there and get another Shenandoah 1st down. A pickup of nearly 5 yards.
So the other thing I'd mention right now is even if we are able to force a punt within this next series, that forces us to drive probably the length of the football field for a score. So, as every 1st down they turn out, we're losing that field position.
Well, Monroe Central that has less than 100 yards of total offense in this game, their running back Barnett now is over 100 yards himself. And, pretty nice effort, a little better than 70 yards passing. But this is definitely the best individual rushing effort that we have seen against the Seminoles at any time this year. And that offensive line, and also the blocking back there lined up in the eye, the fullback has done a nice job also. This is Steven on a straight keeper to the left. He'll be strung out and get to the outside and get some yardage. Jed Stevens, he's going to get 6, maybe close to 7 yards near the 37-yard line. Give him 6.
Stevens very patient out there, kind of using these blockers, putting his hand on his lineman, and using, what blocks he had just to shield defenders, and able to move up the field for a nice 7-yard, hate to say it, 7-yard gain on.
Number 41 is in the backfield as a blocking back, and he's been there most of the night. Barnett will be hit hard at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Looking for number 41 still.
41 is Cody Leach, 5'10", 230. He lined up in the backfield, but has done nothing more than block all night.
Right.
And let's say he's done a very good job.
He'll come out now.
He'll check out as the Zeps maybe will go to a little bit more of an open situation. Number 3 replaces him. That's Wesley Johnson. This is a wide receiver as the Zeps will go with 3 wide outs and just 1 back on this 3rd down and 4. They'll give it to Barnett. He'll fight forward, be just short of the 1st down. Seifert on the tackle. About a 3-yard pickup. He's going to be about a yard short, and I don't think much decision by the Zeps.
Right, and Clock is winding down. It'll be under 6 minutes by the time they get this play run off.
The Shenandoah fans are on their feet. They've been a little silent over there. There's some, you can't blame them for being a little bit hesitant, with as much, bad breaks as they've seen go against their team tonight. But they're on their feet. Some of the fans
right up the middle.
Jed Stevens had a sneak.
First down easily.
A big first down by the Zeps. Jed Stevens with 2 yards on 4th down.
So a good surge by the big offensive front of the Zeps, and easily able to pick up the first down, and this will take us down around 5 minutes. First down for the Zeps, and
I believe there's about 9 minutes left in this game when Shenandoah started this possession. They have recorded a couple of big first downs on this possession, but now every time you get a first down, barring some type of clock stoppage, you can get a couple minutes off the clock. So even the Seminoles are able to hold. They have 2 timeouts remaining. They're probably going to have less than 3 minutes to try to get downfield. But this is the other tailback, DeVaud. Short pickup of a yard. But a fresh set of legs into that backfield. We saw early second quarter Shenandoah do this with a different back. And DeVaud had some nice yardage. He'll get a yard on that play, 2nd and 9. Clock now continuing to run at 4:45. 2nd and 9. If you can get the Zeps to put it on the ground one more time.
That's definitely what we need here. And everybody up in the box for us. Looking for a run. The Steelers
There's a fake.
Always under number.
Trying to get to the outside. He'll be pulled down as he gets to the outside after a short gain of a yard or maybe 2. Coach Circosta, I think, is talking about some movement down there with the official. They'll put the ball to the 28-yard line. Pick up by Steven of 3 yards. Make it 3rd down and 6.
And Stevens, like a smart quarterback does, didn't take it clear of the sidelines. And was able to keep that clock moving.
But that's a good point. We saw that last week where a couple of times in Lindsley's last possession, they may have had a chance to get out of bounds and save some time, and they did not do that. But this is a veteran senior and Steven, a quarterback. He's going to call his own number again. Now he's going to look to fake. Look through. We'll see what the call is. Is the ball down? I believe they're going to put him down and a sack. Yeah, that's going to be a sack. A loss of 15 yards by Steven.
So I'd like to see him mark that ball so we can get the clock going. They'll mark the ball now. So huge play. I'm still a little confused on why Shenandoah would take the ball backwards and try to make something big happen when they've been playing solid defense all night.
I think they were trying to set up a screen, but Cease was right there. And may be fortunate that was not intentional grounding.
Right.
Shenandoah is going to use some time up and let that clock run down now inside 3 minutes, and they're going to spend a timeout, I would say, here before they punt the ball. That clock's still running down, and there is a whistle and a delay of game penalty against the Zeps as they used up all their time. This will take the ball back to the 47, but the 5 yards makes no difference here, Andy.
Right.
They are glad to get some time off the clock. 2:50 now. Seminoles are going to have to go the length of the field in about 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and they're going to need a big play that's been so good in 6 weeks, but been absent tonight.
Just don't hit the kicker here.
Kicks away. It's line drive. Brown at about his own 9. Tries to get to the outside, but excellent Zep coverage. Eric Brown gets back to the 15-yard line. Seminoles, 2 minutes, 39 seconds. Need to go 85 yards. They have 2 timeouts.
So we got the sidelines. We got 2 timeouts. We got a stoppage of play on first downs. So, we do got a long field to cover, but we do got some weapons here.
You can look for the Zeps, Steven and Schultes, and also number 5, the other defensive back, to give a little more cushion. Shotgun for Joyce. Issue breaks away for the tackle. Across the 40, puts a move on. Steven will wrap it up at the 47-yard line. 42 yards. First down.
So first down only took 9 seconds. Fishy able to make the catch and run. Show his ability again after the catch, yards after the catch. Very big for Ishii this year.
But a nice wrap-up in the secondary and the tackle there by Shenandoah. But that's a play that's been so close a couple times, and just not able to make connections on. But a big play there on first down.
Right, and it shortens up the field considerably with 53 yards to go.
Joyce once again steps up away from some pressure. Will run. Positive yardage. Gets out of bounds. First down, Michael Joyce. He's out of bounds. That's going to be another first down. He's going to be down inside the 46-yard line. About 16 yards on the scramble by Joyce.
So that'll be about 50 yards first 2 plays of this drive. So now I'd have to say we don't need it all back in one play. We got plenty of time, 2 timeouts. We got the sidelines, and down inside the 37-yard line. So Joyce got to be smart here. If it's not there, we don't have to have the.
And out of bounds, Andy, to stop the clock was a key. The back inside handoff, Gordon. He'll get about 4 yards to the 32. But good call there, even though it didn't go for big yardage. So we've got a little light drizzle sprinkle starting to fall here.
Still a big O.
Mr. Kozlik said today he thought till the 4th quarter, so it looks like Mr. Kozlik hit that right on. Joyce again in the shotgun. The snap is low. Joyce goes to the ground to make the play back at the 39. Loss of 6, and that's a crucial mistake. And Monroe Central will have to spend one of their timeouts. And boy, that snap has been so good all year. And in a bad situation, to have a low snap there, Joyce to the knees, 6-yard loss on the play. 3rd down and about 13 to go. 1:24 remaining in the game.
I guess we've expected everybody to make the big plays this year and stay composed. Joyce really no pressure on the play. He needs to reach down and just pick the ball up without his knee on the ground, but obviously it's a lot easier said than done. And
exactly.
The main thing is that we do still have the ball. It's 3rd and 13, and with our weapons, timeout left, and still a minute 24. Definitely, still we have the opportunity to take this ball down into the end zone.
2 opportunities to get this first down on 3rd and 13, and the wind has really whipped up here, in the last few moments, and it is directly at the Seminoles' back. Seminoles just with 10 people now as they go to the.
So I hope they'd call 2 plays here.
And now we get a 10th player or 11th player on the field as the Seminoles just had 10 in the huddle. Coming off a timeout. And I'm not sure now we get a man leave.
I'm not sure why we take Ishii out of the game here. On this muddle, I hope we get our guys on line of scrimmage and set. Get set out here.
I tell you what, Andy, Seminoles just with 10 players on the field. George going deep downfield for Gordon. He's the center. Incomplete. Seminoles ran that play, Andy, with only 10 men on the field.
And that after a timeout. We talked about the concentration and intensity. No excuse for that, boys, I'm sorry to say.
A different formation there, but now 10 men on the field is not a penalty as long as you have your full allotment of linemen. And if you have 7 linemen, which the Seminoles did have, they were short of back. But on that play, Gordon, sometimes people won't realize he's the end on this end player, and he's an eligible receiver trying to go downfield, just not able to make the play. And now the undefeated season is down to 1 play for the Seminoles with 1:17 left. Monroe Central spends their final timeout.
And so close there. I thought for a minute there you had it. Down inside the 5-yard line. Nice ball thrown by Joyce. Shenandoah on the coverage. Gordon able to use his speed to get open for a step there, but I talked earlier about now you guys show something you haven't seen before, and I said that in the third quarter. Now definitely, I think, Jeff, is probably you get one of those plays out of playbooks that you haven't seen, and you save for situations like this. So I wouldn't be surprised to come back to some kind of muddle huddle formation again. Some kind of, hitch and go, hitch and ladder play.
Remember, this play needs to get to about the 26-yard line for a first down. That's the key. You don't have to get to the end zone. Joris in the shotgun, steps up, sending 4 people deep. Now he gets some pressure. Now he's going to try to scramble and breaks a couple of tackles. He's going to get to the 30-yard line, but be well short of the first down. Shenandoah will take over.
At the 30-yard line, Shenandoah will
And Andy, this one's going to belong to the Zeps. With 1:04 left, Monroe Central is not able to stop the clock. And Monroe Central is going to fall to 6-1, barring some unusual occurrence. Shenandoah is going to get a huge win and go to 4-3 and put themselves right back in the middle of the playoff picture. And Monroe Central now finds themselves in the situation they're going to have to win at Barnesville and or against Frontier over the next 2 weeks to keep themselves in good situation. They really cannot afford another loss. We'll get a flag down at the snap as Stephen will just take a knee and drop back. We'll see what that call is. The loss on the play of a yard. Offensive penalty by Shenandoah. Not really going to make a lot of difference here. It's going to be a motion penalty or legal procedure against Shenandoah. Declined. Loss of a couple yards.
Kind of lost for words right now, Jeff. I don't know if I'm more shocked at the fact that we could go to 6-1 or more shocked at the fact that we've been shut out at home and we've been averaging around, 35, 38 points a game.
About 35 points a game. And with the clock now running, and I think you hit that, and I'll tell you, I have to go back and do some research, Andy, to find out the last time that the Seminoles were shut out at home. They were shut out last year a time or two. I believe one time anyway.
I believe Magnolia shut us out the first game of the season last year.
That would probably be the last time.
And I don't like to say that, but that's when it was.
And another loss, but the clock's running down one more time, and the Zeps will be out of here with a huge win. And, this is a big win for them with some of the internal problems that we were told that they'd had, but a big win there. Jed Stevens will take a knee once again. He doesn't care about the numbers. Let's face it, Shenandoah has come in here, Andy, and done something that very few teams have done. They've dominated the Seminoles, and Shenandoah deserves the win as they dominated both sides of the line of scrimmage. And you can see the jubilation out there on the field by the Zeps. And a defensive touchdown by the Zeps is the difference of the game. 7-0 Shenandoah win. Just make a second here, Andy, to get ourselves together. But Seminoles now 6-1, but by no means is this the end of the road. But we'll see what kind of bounce back this team has. I think you hit the nail right on the head early when it just didn't seem to be the same drive and enthusiasm out there that we've seen. Maybe partly because of that Shenandoah defense. Let's give them some credit.
Right. But I'll agree with you there. They played an excellent game.
Shenandoah came and played well, and they turned the one big defensive play into a touchdown and a win. But Monroe Central team now must bounce back, and they've got a huge test on their hands next week as they'll go to Barnesville. Barnesville's will be 5-2 because I'm quite sure will have won on this Friday night quite easily. Then for 2 weeks from now, Parents' Night here at Monroe Memorial Park, and Frontier will probably come into that game 6-2. There's a lot of points there, and the Seminoles have to bounce back. This is disappointing, but let's back up, Andy. If anybody would have said, and Lance asked this question to a couple of players Thursday night, I think if most Seminole fans would have been told after week 7, you'll be 6-1, I think we would have taken it.
Right, you're exactly right. That's an excellent point. I'm down right now. Yeah, they're down right now. But like you said, there's a lot of football to be played. I'm not sure how the computer rankings work exactly. Maybe you can go over that with me this week, but we're definitely, in the playoff hunt and definitely in a position where we could host first-round playoff games. So by no means is this the end of the season. And, like you said before, give credit to this Shenandoah team that came well prepared. They seem to be prepared for our speed, our running attack, as well as our passing game.
They did a super job on the perimeter. Monroe Central, up until the last couple of plays of the game with big yardage, is probably less than 100 yards of total offense. So, a little bit of a problem offensively, but let's give credit to the Shenandoah team, and let's see how the Seminoles can bounce back. But that's a disappointing loss, because this team had high hopes, and there's still a lot of good things, as you say, out there on that, as the Seminoles could stay atop and maybe be second in the region. But, some sprinkles of rain falling, so, we'll give everybody a chance to get their equipment out of here. For Andy Shoemaker, this is Jeff Stevens, along with Dale Eddy and Joe Eddy, and we hope to see you next week over at Barnesville. Final score tonight, Shenandoah 7, Monroe Central nothing. We'll see you next week at Barnesville. Good night, everyone.